Good morning, everybody. It is our pleasure, on behalf of Estonia and Norway, to inform you that the Security Council has just unanimously decided to extend the mandate of UNAMA in Afghanistan for 6 months until mid-March next year. This means that UNAMA will maintain its current broad and flexible mandate, which includes human rights, women, peace and security, and humanitarian assistance. As the situation in Afghanistan remains unpredictable, the members of the Security Council have agreed to use the next half year to assess how UNAMA best can support the people of Afghanistan going forward. In my national capacity, I would like to add that Norway has consistently engaged with the Taliban and various parties throughout the past decades, including on women's rights. We have recently evacuated a number of women peace builders, human rights defenders, and journalists to Norway, where they can safely continue their work. We will continue to support the work of women peace builders and human rights defenders both in and outside of Afghanistan. In our talks with the Taliban, we will remain steadfast on women's rights and inclusion. Thank you. And I give the floor to Sven.
Thank you, Mona. We would like to underline what this adoption enforces. The unanimous position of the Security Council to support the Afghan people through a continued presence of the United Nations on the ground. We have also reiterated our expectations for a new government in Afghanistan that would be inclusive and representative and would uphold human rights, including for women, children, and minorities. As penholders, Estonia and Norway will continue to support and strengthen the voices of women peace builders and human rights defenders in Afghanistan. Afghan women are pillars of society and must play an essential role in building sustainable peace and stability in Afghanistan. Finally, and as you know, the people in Afghanistan are affected by a growing humanitarian crisis. Half of the population is in urgent need of aid. We applaud the international community's commitment this Monday to scale up humanitarian funding, but it is also critical to ensure that humanitarian assistance, in particular women humanitarian workers, will have safe and unhindered access throughout the country. Thank you.
Idea that the Secretary General, or women and girls, the idea the Secretary General would report on that specifically. That was dropped because Russia and China objected. Were you disappointed that the resolution had to get watered down?
We expect the Secretary General to report on women's rights and also on as is in the resolution. I mean, the whole sort of social development in Afghanistan. Of course, that will include also women's rights.
And speaking in your national capacities, one of the things that UNAMA did was support elections and encourage democracy. There doesn't seem to be much chance of democracy right now. Has the world given up on democracy for Afghans?
And not at all. We will continue to engage and to encourage Taliban with the formation of a new government to be more inclusive and more representative, including with representation of women.
And to your Estonian colleague, I mean, in terms of UNAMA's size, do you think the enormity of the humanitarian situation means actually the UN will end up sending more people to Afghanistan?
We will have to know. The mandate has been extended for 6 months, exactly for the reason that we have to wait and see the developments. We are going to have now every second month a discussion in the Council on Afghanistan and getting a briefing from the Secretary General. And according to that, we will have to see what is the best way forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. In terms of other possible developments regarding the mission, can you describe what you foresee in 6 months, how the mission might be changed?
We will have to wait and see.
Thank you, Ambassadors. Thank you.